Welcome back. Launched in 2016 by Lightning head coach John Cooper and his wife Jessie, Coop's Catch for Kids is an annual fishing tournament hosted by the Lightning Foundation that benefits pediatric cancer research and patient services. The funds that are donated towards Coop's Catch for Kids goes to the V Foundation and pediatric cancer research. This year's event raised nearly $200,000, taking that grand total, guys, to over $750,000 since it launched in 2016. Coach Cooper joining us now. Good to see you, Coach, and congrats on another successful event the other night. I heard you had quite the star-studded affair out there on the water in Tampa.
It turned out really well. It was exciting. And before I get going, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back. I got these two
belong.
knuckleheads with me, too. I can't get rid of them.
This is pretty cool.
Thank you.
But no, it's something that's dear to my heart. To be honest, I've been here since 2013, and I've been to some magical events. We have a phenomenal owner in Jeff Vinnick, and you're watching a man give away $50,000 a game for every single game, including games that were in the lockout. It's pretty humbling, and for me to be a part of this, and for me to use like the forum I have to help kids. And look, cancer affects us all, and my father-in-law passed away at 61 years old from cancer, and it was terrible. But at least he got to live to 61. A lot of these kids just beg to live till 10, and if there's somehow, some way we can make it better for them, or find a cure. And Dick Vitale's been a big influence on me in helping me when I've been to his event in Sarasota for the V Foundation, and so I've tried to just kickstart it myself. And it's a great time on the water. The guys love to go. So it's a big event for them as well, because all the players get to go on the water and go fishing. And so we have a ton of fun and raise money for a great cause.
Hey, Cooper, you're always keeping it real. That's what I love about you. You're holding your own phone. You don't even have somebody holding the phone for you. Just, hey, whatever it takes. You know what?
I always wanted to say, like, I have people. And clearly I do not. I don't have people.
Hey, wait, that's what makes you great. But can you give us what does the day look like, right? Like, these are families that have children that have been infected with cancer, and they come out for the day. Can you kind of walk through who was there, what a day looks like?
So the big one was the day before. So it was, oh my God, I forgot I did that. So Sunday night is the Anglers Party. And so this is where we pair all the players, like people buy boats, and we put a player on each boat. So that's what's great about the players. And we have an Anglers Party. And at this year's party, it was fantastic. Like our Hall of Famer Rondé Barber came. David Wells, two-time World Series champion pitcher, came. Tino Martinez came. Sarah Walsh came and her husband. The wrestler Titus O'Neil, our mayor Jane Castor, and then the big one, the great one came in Wayne Gretzky. And it was crazy when he walked in, because it's weird when people can stop traffic, and like there's a handful of them in the world that can do it, but Gretz is definitely one of them. And so he and Janet came, his wife, and it was amazing. So we raised a bunch of money that night, and then the next day is when everybody goes fishing, and we fished from probably like 9 to 1 o'clock, and there's awards for trout, snook, and redfish, and it's a big deal. And what was super cool is we bring some of the kids that are affected with cancer, and we bring them on the boats. And one of the boys, Jackson, he won the biggest trout, I think. So when his name got called, it was super cool. The guys all jumped up and gave a standing ovation and hugged him, and I think it was quite a moment for him. And then you guys, a little shout out to a great downtown establishment called Hattricks. I'm sure everybody's been there once or twice. Never heard of it. So they, Johnny and Steve, they shut that baby down for us for like 5 hours during the day, and we have a lot of fun.
Coop, any ownership in Hattricks for you? No?
There should be. Yeah.
That's next.
The amount of mortgages I've paid there.
Yeah, I was gonna it's all community, right? This is all community all the way around. Community relations. Take us inside. Listen,
so in our two I got to give them another shout out, because on the 2 Stanley Cup boat parades we had, I was on the Hattricks boat both times, so that was really good.
I love that flex, because it's so good. By the way, the 2 that we won.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was only one of the boats, so like not a ton of those not a ton of those boats had bathrooms on them.
Oh,
So that was a key, is to have
right.
a bathroom on your boat.
That's a veteran move right
Yeah, I was going to
there.
say things you learn after winning.
Yeah,
Cups.
and being a baller, things you learn. Well, the boat didn't have a bathroom on there, so I was. But
Yeah, so
yeah.
actually, Kevin Shattenkirk will kill me for telling this story.
Tell
but I'm
it.
gonna
That's what we're
anyway.
here for.
So his wife was pregnant at the time,
Right.
and he was on a boat that didn't have a bathroom, and then she's pregnant.
Yeah.
So we had to pull over in the middle of the canal and
Right. And
bring her
take
on-
care of it.
bring her- yeah, and I'm like, Shatty, come on. So we always had a good laugh about that.
That's
But
so good. Don't live up to
Oh,
your
yeah.
nickname, Shaddy.
he's gonna snap the puck into the bench next time we play Boston.
Oh, man. Let me just ask you a quick one about the great one. What's the ask? Like, how do you just say, hey, Gretz,
Want to come on my boat?
Want to come on the? You want to come to my event? Like, take us inside the ask with respect to your great relationship you have with him and Janet. But how do you ask the question?
You know what's not? I think the ask. It's the fact that he's willing to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And honestly, I think although people have been like, oh, no way, I can't ask him. But Gretz is such a real guy, and he does everything for the right reasons. And that's the one thing that when you get to know him, what a people person he is. And he just cares.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife cares. And I've been very fortunate to be able to know him for the last few years. We've come fairly close. And I threw it out there to him to see if he was interested, and right away he said, no problem, tell me how to get there. And he came out, and I spent a couple days here and brought his brother Glenn, and it was a ton of fun. So it was I have to thank him so much for that, because he didn't have to do it, and but it was a massive draw for us, and the kids loved it.
That's awesome. There's another person I'm around a couple times a year who happens to know you, and every time I'm with him, he shows me the phone of some text that he got from you, and that would be Charles Barkley, who's a huge fan of yours. But, he's a huge fan of yours and what you've done with the team, but also you, more importantly, as a person. And I'm just curious, because when you look at, your background, and, we all know your great story of being a lacrosse player at Hofstra and getting into the legal realm and being an attorney, and then here you go as a head coach in the NHL and win back-to-back Stanley Cup championships. But along the way, you meet these superstars, and like you said, there's very few on the planet like a Charles Barkley and a Wayne Gretzky who can really command an audience and a room, and just the vibrant person they are. But have you had a chance to really grasp what you've achieved and the fact that you're up in that group too, and certainly with regards to the NHL community?
I'll never put myself in that group. That's Charles Barkley's one of the most impressive human beings I've met in my life, and it was, I think, one of the things that happened. I met him by random stance in a hotel in Los Angeles, and he was with a group of people, like 3 or 4 people, and I was with a couple people. By the end of the night, we'd kind of migrated to get each other, and we exchanged numbers, but I never told him what I did or anything like that. And it was like a few months later that I got a text from him later saying, well, you didn't tell me you were the head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was like, well, I didn't know I had to. And anyway, we just fostered this friendship. But another guy that is so genuine, so real, would give you the shirt off his back. And, he's just one of those guys that, you could bring him to meet the president or a pimp or a prostitute, and he could fit right in and talk to everybody.
All good.
He's just
all good. A wide array. I like that. I like where you're going.
He would like that comparison.
Yeah, I like where you're going. Cover all the bases. Yeah. Sure.
I've never met anybody quite like him, and he's just his energy, and he's like a magnet to be around. And
Yeah.
I just feel fortunate. Somebody I've been pretty blessed to be able to meet and call a friend, and it's just a super guy.
Hey, you talk about some superstars like Charles Barkley and Wayne. Another superstar, Nikita Kucherov. I think, I don't want to, I'm a little bit paraphrasing here. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think I saw something last week where you said something in regards to this, the best Cooch you've seen so far, as far as what he's done in his career. I mean, what he's doing is out of this world.
There's no doubt in my mind. In 2019, he won the MVP. He was the Hart Trophy winner and was phenomenal. And we led us to that 62-win season. And I can't say enough of great things about how good he was. But to me, he's taken it to a different level. And he plays, everybody talks about that 200-foot game. Cooch, every highlight you see, it's either a great pass or a great shot. But the ones that they're not putting on TV is the back check or the battle win down low, or or like I have him out on the 5-on-6, because I just know he's going to get it done, and it's a testament to him of how much he's rounded out his game, and to be honest, I've talked to some pretty star players in this league, and how many of them tell me, hey, listen, I know I'm playing out west here, but I stay up late when you guys are playing just so I can watch Nikita Kucherov.
Wow.
And I don't know if you get any bigger compliment than that, but he is a legit superstar.
I just want to tag that real quick too. Nick Kypreos, I was talking to him about this, excuse me, last year, and he brought up a point that I started like, you know what, that to me is where it's at. I mean, there's a lot of stars in the league, but you give me a star with some blank you in their game, like that, like that little pushback, and to me, and I'm not there every day, it seems like Kucherov has that. No,
there's no question, and listen, like Kuch is our Kuch. He's our guy. And I know there's other superstars in the league that have that, but I'm watching this and witnessing this. And he is like the preparation he puts in the summer. And I'm sure it'll become legend one day, but we can go and play until June, and then he might take 10 days off. That would be stretching it. And then he's just back on the ice. And it's always been like worrisome to me until I went to watch some of his workouts and what he does. And some of it isn't like just completely strenuous. He's just looking at his angles, where he is on the wall, or how far he is from, the net, or like how he can stick handle his way here. And he is I have a 13-year-old son and 2 daughters that are 15. And I see, if you want to see what National Hockey League players do, and there's some guys that I've watched get to this league and they're like, they take a breath when they make the league because they're like, oh, I finally made it. That is like Kucherov dug his heels in when he made the league and then said, okay, now I got to work harder. And it's been pretty impressive to watch what he's done. And he's reaping benefits now from it because especially, he's been around the league a little bit. By no means is he old, but you're going to start looking after yourself, your mind, your game to continue to have the success, when you get into your later years. And, I always say that about Corey Perry. How does Corey Perry still sticking around?
Yeah.
You know what? He's, he told me, learned some stories from some lessons from guys on the way up and said, if you want to stick around, you better look after yourself, your mind, your game, your stretching and prep. And, Perry's is still going strong and Cooch will be for a long time too.
Coop, we're both proud dual citizens, right? And I see you've got that in behind you there. There's a little American flag on the left, and there's a Team Canada thing in the middle.
Oh, look at he can even do
it's
his
working
own
the cameras.
angles.
Hey, that's why you hold your own camera.
Holy.
Yeah. Just in case things don't go well, I need to be able to do something else.
You look like you're about to do a weekly
hired.
breaking
Yeah,
news with
you
that
do.
up there.
Hey, listen. So now as we've got.
Oh, hold on. Is this going to screw up because we're on TV? Like,
No.
what is that? There's
No.
my.
Oh, yes. I love that.
That's fire.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all the.
That's so
Oh my God,
fire.
we have so much military.
I
and
love
so
it.
many
That's
good
right up
people.
my alley.
Got
Especially with you guys having
amazing.
McDill down there and everything,
Oh,
and CENTCOM, which
And
is
then-
really cool. Yeah,
Can you-
that's so. That leads me to this
that
question.
was my mat from the World Championships
I love
in
it.
2017.
Well, that leads me to this question. I mean, you're probably being recruited by both great nations here in the U.S. and in Canada, and for some of the upcoming international duties in the Four Nations Cup, of
Are you
course.
trying to break some news over there?
I'm
Mr.
just
Lee?
trying to see what we can get out of Coop, and of course the Olympics on the horizon too. Hey, is your phone as hot as mine is right now? I guess that's a better question, and it's probably
my
hotter,
phone-
I would guess, right now for you.
By the way,
my
no
phone
one's
is-
calling Weeksy, so
See how they are.
No, my phone is not hot. My general manager's phone might be hot, but mine is not. But no, I haven't heard anything from Canada, and I don't expect to. I mean, maybe I've been blessed to be able to work. Hockey Canada has been so good to me, and it's such a great organization. I can't say enough good things about the people that work in there. I was fortunate enough to be able to coach in 2017 the World Championships. Lost in a shootout to Victor Hedman, Anton Strawman, and and Hank Lundqvist in the shootout. That was a tough one
those
to
guys.
lose, but yeah, but phenomenal experience. And then to be able to be tapped on the shoulder by Doug Armstrong to represent our country in 2022 in the Winter Olympics, that was a tough blow when we got we're not going. So that's tough, but I understand there's so many good coaches in the league, and you could tap any one of these coaches in the league right now shoulder, and they do a heck of a job at these international tournaments. It's the part you miss though is having the opportunity. When I was going through the Olympic process and teams would come through here, the coaches were like, Jared Bednard let me into his room and I'd go sit down with Cale Makar, and Sully let me in and I go sit down. Crosby sat in this office right with me. Mm-hmm. We talked for a half hour. You're talking about the Olympics. And so I got to meet all the, Canadian kids that were going to, have a really good shot at playing on this team. And so I miss not being able to have a chance to be behind the bench with these guys. So, if it works out, it works out. But trust me, there's so many good coaches. I wouldn't, you could pick a bunch of guys and they do a heck of a job.
Yeah, well, you got some great options yourself.
Yeah, so. I don't know, guys. Milan 2026 might look good on Coach Coop. I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a little vacancy on the wall right over your right shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
So might have something for there.
I love it. Coach, thanks so much for taking the time to join us. Great work with the charity event. And, maybe next year we'll get an invitation, guys. I don't know. I didn't see
I don't know what it's going to take.
Just curious.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take, Coop. Jeez.
I know, yeah. Gretz's
your tires.
People may want to come now.
If Gretz is not available, I'm just saying there's a couple other people that might be able to fill in. Just saying.
Exactly.
So we do this interview live on location
That's right.
a year from now.
That's it.
We love it.
Good.
That's a deal
Mark it
right
on the calendar.
there. Burns on you. Let's go.
Always good to see you. Best of luck with the rest of the regular season here, Coach.
Yeah, and thanks. Welcome back,
thank you.
KT, and have fun over the next 24 hours. I'm sure it's going to heat up here.
Yes. Ooh, little teaser there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Ooh.
Thanks.